back to Just Mad Cars. Today's episode is from COV Moto Fest in, if you haven't guessed it yet, Coventry. It's a different kind of show. It's a show where they actually close some of the roads of the city centre, namely the main dual carriageway that goes through the middle, and you can drive down the road and people can watch you do it. Also, there's like club displays all around the city centre. I haven't done a lot of research into the show. I'm just going by what I know of it so far. So today's show is that we're blind. Normally when we come to the show, we go around, we have a look, and we try and bring 2 videos. The idea of today, we're just gonna walk around and shoot as the crow flies, basically. So we're just gonna point and shoot. Join us on the journey today, guys, and hopefully we have a mad day. Triumph were an old school British company, so they were part of the British Leyland group. So they used to make sports cars like these ones. They obviously don't make them anymore, but they're maintained by people like this that are enthusiasts, to be fair. Obviously, most of the drivers are like these man here, probably called Richard and Gary, you know, kind of names that people that drive Triumphs would have. In terms of the layout is so different that I'm finding it kind of confusing right now. Obviously, I'm a bit of an income in general, so that's probably why. So this show's sick because not only are you looking at cars and stuff, you're actually doing up tourists as well. Because, bruv, look at this building. I don't know what this building is here. I'm actually loving it. I want to find out what it is. I think it must be a hotel because there's all flags and stuff in it. But it's sick. .350s actually sound like GTRs. Like R35 GTRs, they sound so similar. Like so similar. You know what's funny about all these classic cars? A lot of them have all these like plastic trays underneath them because they keep leaking oil and fluids because they're old and classic. JDM as fuck. As I'm near all these Alfa Romeos to discuss why I actually like Alfa Romeos. Growing up as a 90s baby, Alfa Romeo weren't really a prominent manufacturer during my teenage and adolescent years. So, obviously growing up, the kind of cars I had to look up to that were from Alfa Romeo were like this, and these. So, and then eventually, the Mito came out. Nothing wrong with these cars, but from what I had heard of Aston Martin and what I heard that they had done in the past, they weren't really cars that exciting. Because I looked at them, I'm like, they're not exciting, they're not that fast, they're not like, they don't seem special. Like, they don't seem like the type of car that really actually set the world on fire or really set the roads on fire, basically, or set people on fire. So, well, they did in a different way. So anyway, obviously, growing up, I heard that they weren't very reliable as well, so it wasn't really a car that was wise for me to buy. So this is why now I'm quite not obsessed, but I'm slowly really want an Alfa Romeo of some sort, and I'm really looking forward to them moving forward and bringing out more cars and having more than 2 models. Because obviously I don't really like the Stelvio because I don't like SUVs, but that's why I'm truly in love with the Giulia, because the Giulia is like the type of car that I just really like. I love saloons, so the Alfa Romeo Giulia is the type of car that I would actually love, because obviously it's a saloon, it's an Alfa Romeo, it's not German. That's another thing as well. All these German cars, they're all the same.
Bruv, stop talking about the Julia.
No, I can't stop talking about the Julia.
I've had enough.
No, I'm explaining why I'm
talking about it
Julia.
for 4 videos now.
That's why I'm explaining. That's why I'm explaining why I like the Julia. So, I've given my opinion on Alfa Romeos. So, here's somebody else that's actually an Alfa Romeo enthusiast that actually has owned Alfa Romeos to give you his opinion.
Okay, so yeah, this is an Alfa Romeo 4C launch edition coupe, 4 years old. One of 500 built by the factory, and this one, as you can see, is number 62. I work in the automotive industry, so I get to drive a lot of different cars, but the one I choose to take home is normally an Alfa Romeo. I think it's just the style and the brio. There's just something about it. They're very appealing cars, they look great, they drive fantastic, and I don't really ever found anything I'd rather be driving. I think it's down to the individual, and BMW make excellent cars, and so do Audi. They're very good at what they do, but if you want something that's got that extra bit of brio and excitement, then I'd choose Alfa Romeo every time personally. I've never had any problems. I think if they're looked after, they're very reliable. Like lots of cars from 20 years ago, brands got bad reputations due to corrosion and reliability problems, but the automotive industry as a whole has cracked all of that now, and an Alfa Romeo is as reliable as a BMW or an Audi. Well, they put a press release out yesterday. There's lots of exciting stuff on there. The new GTV, which is effectively a coupe version of the Giulia, looks to be fantastic. We're going to see electrified powertrain coming in, so hybrids and KERS type systems as supplementary power to the petrol engine. It'll sit well above, in terms of that group, it'll sit well above Fiat, but below Maserati is the strategy,
Thanks again for the Alfa Romeo Owners Club UK for giving us that interview. It was really helpful, very insightful. Hopefully you guys will actually see, and hopefully you guys might even pay more attention to Alfa Romeos now, you know, because they're sick. Like, it's actually great that we get to have Mustangs on UK roads now. Like, they're such a good addition, and they're so different compared to everything else that's on the road. They're so big and mean and meaty. Seeing them on the road and seeing them parked on my car show like this is really good for the scene, you know. It's an extra brand, an extra type of enthusiast car that has a strong following and people have a strong passion for them for a very long time. I had a really nice chat with a gentleman about owning what's that to own a Mustang, and not like the new shape one. What's that to own like one of the older models? Not like obviously not 60, but you know, like a 2004, 2003 plate. I think his one was a 54 plate. His was freshly imported. He only had it a couple months. So I asked him what I wanted. Some of the pros of it is that obviously you get a lot of good looks. For example, so you're going to a petrol station. There's people waiting outside, waiting to ask you questions. I was like, that's pretty sick. And it's like you go drop the kids at school and there's a crowd of people waiting for you to start it so they can hear it, and I was like, right, that's kind of mad. So obviously those are some of the pros, but I also said some of the cons are things that you wouldn't. I was actually quite surprised at what he said. For example, some people aren't really willing to work on their engine. Even just general maintenance, people aren't really willing to undertake the work. But when it does happen, when someone is willing to undertake the work, you probably took it to a specialist. I think I never asked. The work that would normally cost somebody with you know, a normal mainstream car about £500–600, maybe even less, cost them almost £1,000, well, upwards of £1,000. Even modification wise, it was difficult. So for example, he wanted to get it remapped, and a couple of the people that he went to kind of declined to do so because they weren't really sure about the car. They didn't know what it could do because they've never experienced it. F1 Focus RS. These are going up in value, like soaring. So if you've got one and it's a bit tidy, and you want to make some money, you might as well sell it, or look after it. It will carry on going up in value. This is a Mark II Focus RS. This is the one that kind of set my heart on fire when it came to Focuses. I remember when it came out, when it was first announced, and I was like, no way, this car looks mad. But this one is even crazier. If you've got a Focus RS, you have to put a wing like this one. I don't care what anyone says, I don't care what people think, you're all wrong. This spoiler is amazing. It's a WRC spoiler, so it's like a rally spec spoiler. That's what it says, World Rally Championship on it. But I'm gonna let you into a secret, guys. I really want one of these in this color as well. As beautiful as a Mark II Focus RS is, there's a better one, there's a green one here. And as great as a Mark III Focus RS is, the one that I really love is the Mark II ST. So hopefully one day I manage to get one of them and make it look as mad as this yellow one with that massive spoiler. I'd love to have this fat spoiler on an ST. I think it will look sick. There's actually a mad ST here right now actually. Let me show you this. You see? It's a Mark II, like the one that I like. All the Mark IIs have the same engine. So the STs and the RSs both have the 2.5 litre 5-pot 5-cylinder turbocharged engine. This is a clean car. This is actually sick. Obviously, it's not to my exact taste, but I can. Overall, it's actually a wicked car. Also a 1M, yes, a 1M, not an M1, a 1M. M1 was the supercar that BMW made. Do not get confused, and if anybody tells you any different, they're wrong. It's a 1M. The Cobra that's just behind me, I overheard the owner saying, he came back to the car. He walked away for a few minutes, came back to the car, there was a kid standing on the exhaust. This is what happens when you bring your car to a car show. Sometimes people don't actually realize the car that is there is actually owned by somebody, so you kind of need to be respectful of what you're doing. Obviously it was a kid, so he wasn't really angry or nothing, he was just laughing it off. Boy, JDM. Oh, DC2 Integra. Nissan Sunny GT-IR. These are sick. They're getting rarer and rarer. And it's nice to see a really clean one like this. It's got a carbon bonnet and everything. They're getting rarer and rarer simply because like they're not being maintained or getting written off or whatever. Just the same way that cars get rarer and rarer. And obviously they were, I don't think they were sold in this country. I think they were imports from Japan. They're SR20 powered, so 2-litre turbo. Same thing from like S14 and S15s and stuff. But they're all-wheel drive, like a R34 GTR and like a GTR, and they have about the same power as a GTR from that era, so about 280 brake horsepower. These things are serious cars. To maintain an SR20, well, people that have S-pods, S-bodies, and like S50, S13s, S40s, S15s in general, they're always working on them. So working on that plus the complexity of all-wheel drive, I salute any owner of these cars. We kind of thought, maybe it's a bit over, oh, where is everything? Then we got here and we found the way everything is. What a beauty, this is stunning. And it's like crocodile skin as well. Well, crocodile skin effect anyway. Hey, Monky London's here. Huh? And Monky London's, this is Monky London's car. Oh. Boy! Monky London S15's here, but we can't. I wonder if he's around. If he's around, I'm gonna go say, yo, even though we're not friends, but I'd love to meet him, that would be amazing. It's sick to see this in the flesh, but in the steel. Hadouken! Oh, this show's actually exciting. Like, it's actually, like the cars that are here, like I'm seeing things that I've seen at other shows, and I'm like, yes. Yes. Whoa, hey, look at this flipping Scooby, bruv. Just look at the flipping wing. Just look at it. It is amazing. BMW here. Famous, obviously. Oh, there's an M4CS. Ooh, an M4CS. This, I've never really liked M4s too tough. Recently, they started to grow on me, but this one in particular, when I saw this was the one that I was like, yes, if I could get an M4, this is the one I could get. So if you don't know about an M4CS, it's like a lightened M4. Like, it's a bit sharper, it's a bit more powerful, and it's much more expensive. This is like £90,000, which I think is a bit steep. But if I had the peas, I'd pay it. Simple as. This is an electric car I would drive. This looks mad with the wing and everything. It's all electric as well. Because it's an I-Pace. This is probably the future of where car modification will probably go. Obviously, electric cars are becoming more of a thing now. So pretty soon, you'll probably see as many electric cars parked outside as much as you see petrol cars. This is a good indication of what modified cars will probably look like in 15 to 20 years time. And I'm not gonna lie, I quite like it. Yeah, it's electric, but you know, change is good. Alright, boom. So, we've done everything, to be fair now. We've seen the whole place. Basically, we tried to film the supercar parade, but I think it got cancelled because we was waiting for it, and then on the notice board it then said next event classic cars. I was like, nah, that's not what we're here for, that's not on the thing. So maybe, I think there wasn't enough supercars to actually do the parade, because where we went to see the supercars was at 5. So that's probably what happened there. So obviously this is a 2-day event. It's not one of these 1-day shows, this is all weekend. If you want to see more of this, then obviously feel free to go look for videos elsewhere, because we came on the Saturday, so I think on the Sunday there might be more going on, because I think it was a bit quieter in certain parts, so it was looking a bit thin in certain bits, which was annoying for us because we came all the way here on a Saturday. But overall, I really enjoyed this day out. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more content from Just Mad Cars.